Got to take another count in Dún Laoghaire. We have, do we have a result there from Dún Laoghaire?
Of the 11th and final count, and that was the transfer of Mary Mitchell O'Connor's surplus of 1,669 votes, and the transfer as follows: Boyd Barrett 880, totalling 10,700. Mary Hanafin 531, total 9,420. And Richard Boyd Barrett is now deemed elected without reaching the quota.
So that's a victory for Richard Boyd Barrett. He takes the fourth and final seat there in the Dún Laoghaire constituency and confirms the defeat of Fianna Fáil Minister Mary Hanafin, who loses her seat in Dún Laoghaire. So in Dún Laoghaire it is 2 Fine Gael, 1 Labour and 1 People before Profit. And that was a victory all the more impressive from Richard Boyd Barrett's point of view, because it was in a reduced constituency. He would have run here before when there were 5 seats. It was reduced for the purposes of this election to 4 because of declining population numbers, and yet even despite that he has managed to snatch a seat here, and we've seen both the outgoing Fianna Fáil TDs, both of the members of the government, losing their seats in the Dún Laoghaire constituency. I think we're going to take a break now, but we'll have more results and analysis in just a couple of minutes. Richard Boyd Barrett in Dún Laoghaire, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
And congratulations, you've been elected to the 4th seat there in Dún Laoghaire.
Yes, we made it after a long count and a recheck. We made it just a few minutes ago, and obviously we're delighted that People Before Profit and the United Left Alliance have made another gain, and there is going to be a new political force in Dáil Éireann on the left.
And not just a long count, and not indeed just a long campaign. All the candidates have had that, but you've been a long time working towards this.
Yes, we've been campaigning for on many issues, local and national, and indeed international, over a long period of time, and I suppose today's success in winning a seat in Dún Laoghaire is a culmination of those efforts, and not just my own efforts, but I think it's a similar picture and a similar record for our other candidates in the other constituencies where the United Left Alliance won. It's a victory for the many campaigns, people power campaigns we've been involved in on a range of issues, so we're delighted to be able to bring that sort of voice into the Dáil.
And Kieran Allen, who's here with us, was also making the point that you, in his view, have managed to build a coalition, if you like, of support across the constituency on a whole range of, not just some of the international issues, perhaps, which you're initially best known for, but local issues, which concern people.
Absolutely. I mean, I think this, at a local level, it's a culmination of battles we fought over privatisation of the seafront, public amenities, battles over housing, issues to do with local bus services, battles to save the hospital from the hands of developers, a whole range of issues. But they link in with a wider agenda, which is summed up really in the idea of People Before Profit, is that people, their quality of life, the public services that they need depend on and fairness for the majority of people, if you like, are the central planks which link all those things together and which link together the agenda of People Before Profit and the United Left Alliance.
Just a thought, at the end you've taken the seat ahead of Mary Hanafin, I think one of the last remaining women Fianna Fáil outgoing TDs in contention. I know there's a woman TD elected there in Dún Laoghaire, but any regrets about removing from the political scene a woman?
Well, you know, I think first and foremost it's about the policies that affect the majority of people, and the majority are made up of half women, and I think my first allegiance, if you like, is to the majority of women in society who are suffering at the moment, and indeed men and women who are suffering from unemployment, from cuts. That has to be our first priority, and insofar as we're putting forward a political programme, it's precisely to relieve the suffering and champion the interests of ordinary men and women. But I should say that the United Left Alliance has added 2 women to Dáil Éireann, and so if you know, so I think that compensates, if you like, for the loss of a couple of women.
All right, okay. Well, thanks very much indeed for taking time out to talk to us, Richard Boyd Barrett, who's one of the new TDs in the Dún Laoghaire constituency. We're going to wrap it up there ourselves. Before we go, look at the state of the parties now at this stage of the afternoon. We have 146 of the 166 seats filled.